Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss identifiers in Java. So without any further ado, let's hop in. So what are identifiers in Java? Uh, a name in a Java program is called an identifier. It can be a method name, variable name, class name, interface name, or even a label name. It can also be a package name. But let's just discuss an example and find out what are actually identifiers. Okay, now here's a very simple hello world program I've written with some modifications. Now let's just try to count how many identifiers are present here. Here we have public class main. Now main is a class name, that's why it is identifier. Then we have our main method, public static void main. So main is a method name, that's why it is identifier. Then we have this args, this is a variable name, that's why it is identifier. This x is a variable name, that's why it is identifier. The string is a predefined class name in Java, that's why it is identifier. So you might think this is it, but it's not like that's a twist here. The system. The system is also a name. That's why it's identifier. This out is also a name. That's why it's identifier. This println is a function. It's of course a name. So it's also identifier. So it's tricky. The system is also a name. It's a package. There's out. It is also a name. It is just out standard output stream, but it is a name. Println is a method name. That's where it's identifier. So how many identifiers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 identifiers in this simple program. So you can see how important are identifiers. Okay, let's just discuss rules for defining an identifier. All allowed characters are all lowercase letters, uppercase letters, digits, underscore, and dollar. It should not start with the digit. It should not contain reserved words like int, float, if, else. Now this reserved words is actually a whole new topic, so I'll make a video on that. But you got the intuition, right? It should not contain a special symbols like exclamation mark, at the rate, hash. I get that. They are case sensitive. Example: this name, and this name. This are totally different from each other. And one last point. All the predefined class and interface names can be used for defining identifiers. Now you see I highlighted the last line for a reason. It's because firstly it can trick you sometimes. For example, if the interviewer or your teacher tries to trick you, he can use this point. Now once again, but the real thing is this thing is not very good programming practice. So let me just read it out again. Well, predefined class names and interface names can be used for defining identifiers. What I mean by that, let me just show you by an example. Okay, so here we can see we all know that we have a predefined math class in Java for mathematical functions and operations. Like, so we can actually use it as a valid identifier. It is actually a valid identifier. Int math equals to 4. Let me just run it. Now again I'm here using an online ID. You can use any ID of your choice. I'm just using it for a demonstration purpose. So you can see the code compiles and runs fine. Now we just take any other class name. Let's see. We have string class, right? The string is a class, so you can use that also. So I'll just show you. So the string is also a valid identifier. Now let's just take an interface for this completion of the video. So this runnable is interface actually. So let me just write that thing again. We can see this code also runs and compiles fine. So I guess you got the idea. All the predefined class and interface names can be used as a valid identifier names. For example, you can use this runnable as a method name also. But of course, it is not a good programming practice, and you should never do that because it just uh, creates so much confusion. It reduces the readability. So I discussed this just for the sake of interview or just like a tricky examination question. So I guess that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you learned something new. Bye bye.